Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. Today I'm talking about how to attract girls without saying anything, okay? So if you want to know how to attract more women without saying anything, then this video is for you, okay? So obviously if you're trying to attract women without verbally having to do anything, then obviously it has to be some kind of energy, right, that you bring to the environment that attracts women, right? Because obviously you want to make them come to you rather than you going up to them, you asking them out, you doing things, right? So there has to be some kind of energy that you're exuding to make them want to come over to you and start speaking to you. So this is all about the power of your focus and the things that you're focusing on in life, okay? So your main focus should be, okay, and it may not be what you think it's going to be, but your main focus should be in this life is a calling, something that calls to you, okay? A purpose, a grand goal for yourself. And this is probably something that you've always had inside of you. It's a dream that you've always had, okay? And basically that's the thing that you've got to work on the most. That's the thing that's got to occupy the space in your mind most of the time. That's what you've got to be focused on. You can't be focused on women. You can't be focused on getting laid. Because if you're focused on women, getting laid, getting into a relationship, and that's something that you're desperate for, okay, then you're going to appear more desperate and needy, and those are unattractive qualities. Women don't like men who are desperate for women and who are needy and insecure about that area, right? And women can sense this. Women can walk into a room and basically size up the guys that they find appealing, okay, and are able to tell just by the way that they carry themselves and the way that they're sort of communicating with other people. Maybe they even see a guy that they kind of find attractive who is talking to another woman. She'll be able to watch their dynamic and be able to tell if he's like sort of standing unconfidently, if he's the way that he's speaking to her. She might be able to tell in the way that his face is he's using his face, like his facial expressions, if he's needy and desperate, and if he's trying to force something to happen because he's feeling needy and insecure. And women can size you up, right? They can size you up within a few seconds just by looking at you, watching your body language, watching how you are sort of expressing yourself throughout the world. So with that being said then, if your main focus isn't about getting laid, if your main focus, let's say you're at a party and what you're really thinking of is you're thinking of, oh man, you know, how am I going to make more money, or how am I going to get that car that I've always wanted? How am I going to, make that dream of mine a reality? How am I going to get that house that I've always wanted? What can I do? Or how am I going to make my business take off? You know, what else can I do to make that more popular? What kind of marketing do I need to do? Because it's all up, and basically that's where your head is. Okay, and you're going to be sitting much more differently if you're stewing over something like that. And basically, you may even want to be, feeling like you want to leave a party because you're like, oh, I really wish I could go back and work on my purpose. I really wish I could go back home and work on my calling, because that's something I really want to do. Because a calling is exactly that, something that pulls you. It pulls you to want to work on it. It pulls you to want to take action on it. And that's what's going to make the difference when a woman walks into a room and sees a man who's not acting needy, who's not acting desperate around women. He might be, talking to a woman, but he's not too obsessed with getting into bed with her or trying to get a phone number or trying to get laid. He's just sort of there just talking to her. Perhaps they're both talking about their callings together, right? They're both talking about their passions. And so that guy will be on fire, will be like, oh yeah, I started this business and, it's going really well, or maybe it's not going really well, but whatever, it doesn't matter, right? But he's talking passionately about it because it's something that fills him with passion, that fills him with inspiration, and he's just going to come across more interesting and more different than all the other guys maybe in that room that are like, oh, I gotta try and get some pussy tonight, right? And just sort of like acting all predatory. Or the guys that are looking more insecure, like, oh, I really hope she likes me, and they're sort of like standing there with their arms crossed, and they're like so worried about trying to get a girl's number and stuff, and all those kinds of things, right? But if you're thinking about your calling and you're not actually caring about whether or not you're gonna get laid, or you're gonna get a phone number tonight, or you're gonna get a date, you're just going to come across more relaxed and less needy and less desperate, and women are going to be drawn more to you than all the desperate and needy guys that are out to just get laid, or focusing too much on romance and relationships. Okay? So another thing that you can adopt then to attract women without having to say anything is developing self-respect. Now, you may already have that, but some people don't. A lot of people actually go through life, unfortunately, with a lot of low self-esteem because they grew up in an environment where they weren't encouraged that much, made to feel worthless and rubbish. And it's a kind of insane. I think it's absolutely insane how actually a lot of people feel that way. A lot of men feel that way. A lot of women feel that way. And because any respect that they had for themselves had been beaten out of them, sometimes literally, right? They don't have any. And that's why a lot of these people, especially like guys and women, they become like really desperate and needy for love and relationships and stuff. And it's all and so, for example, they may stay in a situation way longer than they should have. So let's say like a friend zone situation, right? Just because they didn't respect themselves. A person who has self-respect, when a woman puts them in friend zone, or whoever this person may be, someone with self-respect would be like, yeah, you know what? I don't want friends. I'm sorry. That's not what I wanted. And I'm not interested in doing that with you. So I'm going to go find someone who is actually interested in me. I don't want to be just friends with you. What? That I can't see myself doing that. Sorry. But someone who has low self-esteem, who doesn't respect themselves, will be like, oh yeah, okay, friendship's okay, and inside their heart is just shattered into like a million pieces. And I've been in there. I know I'm laughing, but I've been there. And I know how that feels in it, and it sucks so bad. Okay, so it's just that when that happens, okay, it's sad to see someone still put themselves in that situation and still continuing to be friends with someone they have like really strong attraction for. And basically, they're just hoping that things are just going to change. They're hoping that she's just going to change her mind. And most of the time, she doesn't. She rarely does. You see it in the movies, right, where they're friends first and then they come together in a very romantic ending. But that's not what happens in real life. Usually, if a woman puts you in friend zone, that's it. You're there forever. You can't escape. Okay, the only way you can escape is by saying, you know what, I don't want that. Goodbye, basically, right? And by showing that self-respect, then maybe she might decide that she did the wrong thing by putting you in friend zone. But that's a very rare circumstance, but it can happen. So you've got to activate more self-respect in yourself, and the first way that you can start doing that is with women. Okay, so if you are in a friend zone sort of situation, then say to her, look, I'm not interested in being friends anymore. I like you romantically. I want to date you. But if you don't want that, then I'm afraid that this connection that we have has just got to end. Okay, unless, for example, that you unless your feelings of friendship is more intense than your romantic feelings, which is rarely the case. Okay, so if you prefer being her friend than her romantic lover, then yeah, okay, by all means be her friend. But I feel like most guys that are in that situation, their feelings of romance to her and the attraction they have for her is stronger than the friendship, okay? And if the romance is stronger than the friendship, then that's how you truly feel as a person, as a man. Okay, so if she's saying, I want to be just friends, when your main desire is to be with her physically and intimately and to be in a relationship with her, then you have to let her go. You just have to. Because if you're not, you're being inauthentic to her and you're being inauthentic to yourself. And on a subconscious level, you're going to know that, and it's going to weaken your self-esteem and lower your self-respect. Okay, so that's the first way that you can do it. Okay, because you've got basically a man who values himself, anyone who values themselves, respects their time, respects their own time, right? And likes to be around people that want to be around them. And they only choose to be around people that want to be around them, okay? okay? So they don't entertain fake friends, they don't entertain fake lovers or people that are friend zoning them, things to that effect, okay? So you have to get some more self-respect. And if you have that self-respect, that if you start talking to a woman and you can tell she's not interested, you're going to walk away. Basically, women are going to sense this. They're going to sense this self-respect that you have this strength about you, that I'm not going to engage in this if you're not going to give me what I'm hoping for, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that you're being demanding and you're saying that, but it's the energy that you're exuding. You go up to her and you're interested, yeah? But she's wanting to shove you in friend zone. You're like, nah, I'm not interested in that. Walk away, okay? So you can't be afraid to walk away from a woman, even though it may suck, okay, to do so, okay? Because you maybe really, really want her in your life, and and you may even feel like, well, friendship's better than nothing, right? Okay, right? But people with self-respect don't feel that way, okay? So even if it feels like that, you still got to walk away. You still got to start to exert your self-respect, okay? So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christinelovage.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. And don't forget, if you go on that website, you can go and read my book, Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams. Just click on the menu and then click on the link that says the book, and it'll take you right there. You don't need to log in, you don't need to sign up. You just take you right there to the PDF reader. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.